Jason. I hope you're well. I was just wondering if you had signed those divorce papers yet. I wouldn't ask. It's just that my lawyers were waiting to finalize everything up.
Oh, hi Fleur. Yeah, sure. I haven't signed them yet, but I can get them done into you by the end of the day, if that's okay.
Yeah, that should be fine. So, how have you been?
Yeah, I've been okay. Just working as usual. How about you? How's the new job treating you?
Oh, yeah, it's going good. I've settled in nicely, made a few friends. I'm actually going out with a couple of the girls from work this weekend to try and get to know the city a bit better.
Oh, that's good. Hopefully you'll have a bit of fun then.
Oh, yeah. Hopefully it'll be okay. Have you been up to much?
Oh yeah, I've just been getting stuck into work really. It's been really busy lately. I've hardly got any chance to actually go home. I feel like I'm living at the office more than not.
Yeah, I remember those days.
Huh? What do you mean by that?
I just mean that when we were together, you were at the office a lot. You hardly had any time to spend with me. That is kind of why we split up.
Well, I guess, but I wasn't the only one who caused us to break up. It took two people to split this relationship up.
What are you on about? I didn't do anything.
Oh please, you were constantly nagging me and telling me to do everything under the sun that you could think of in the house. You also moaned at me about how much I was working, and I know that it was a lot, but it was the only way to afford the house we were living in and the lifestyle we were living as well.
Yeah, well, I guess you're sort of right. But I mean, you were the one who was mainly at work or something. Although, I guess my new job opportunity didn't help things.
Yeah, that had you out of the house a lot more once you had decided that you were going to take it. I'm happy for you, but it was the final nail in the coffin for us.
Do you really think that was what did it?
Well, I don't think it helped any.
Well, I guess not.
But as long as you're enjoying yourself, that's okay. Some couples just aren't meant to last.
Yeah, I guess.
Though it probably didn't help that you started seeing that guy at your work.
Excuse you? I didn't start seeing anyone whilst we were together. Where on earth has this come from? Since when did you start accusing me of cheating on you?
Oh please, you can drop the act now. I know that you started seeing him near the end of our relationship. It was incredibly obvious. All that time you were spending at the office. Did you really think that you had me fooled? It wasn't a very good lie.
I wasn't lying. I was at the office and I was working. I would never cheat on you. Or anyone I was with for that matter. I'm definitely not that kind of person.
Then why were you spending so much time with him? Every other word out of your mouth at the time was how you and, what was his name again? George?
His name was Joe.
Ah, that's right, Joe. All you could talk about was how you and Joe had so much work to do and how you both needed to pull loads of overtime to get your work done on time. If there was ever a more blatant lie or poor cover-up, then that was it. No one spends that much time with someone, even if it's for work, if they don't like the person that they're with.
Well, of course I liked him. Joe was my friend. We worked together for quite a few years as we both started at the same time. We helped each other through a lot of difficult times, both in our jobs and in our personal lives. In fact, I knew Joe before I'd even met you. Surely if I had wanted to be with him, I wouldn't have dated and married you, right?
Well, not necessarily. He might not have been available at the time when we met, and then when he became single, that's when you decided to start your relationship with him. Regardless of if you were already married at the time or not.
You really think that I would do something like that? You really think that I am that horrible? That I would just simply abandon you and betray you in such a horrible manner? Well, I guess it's good to know what you really think of me then.
Well, you are the one who's trying to take me for everything I have in this divorce. I don't think a nice person would do something like that, do you? Leave the person they've been married to for the last 5 years with absolutely nothing, not even a penny to his name.
I am not taking you for everything that you have. I personally don't want that much from you. Just a little bit of money to cover the cost of the house, considering you're the one who is staying in it despite us buying it together. That's all I'm asking for, a buyout from the house.
You do realize that in this market, our house is upwards of $300,000, right? For me to pay you your half, I'm gonna have to sell the place anyway and move somewhere cheaper. I don't have $150,000 just lying around, you know? Effectively, you're kicking me out of my home, so thank you for that.
Jason, I'm sorry if that's what happens, but I put money into that place as well. How is it fair for you to keep the house and I get nothing, despite me putting a load of money into it as well? And not just in the initial buying of it, but the bills and the interior decorating of it. Most of those furnishings and things that actually make the house look nice were bought by me. And yet, I'm not asking for those back. The most I want is the money that I am legally owed. It's not cheap moving to an entirely new state, you know. Plus, living in a city is twice as expensive as in a town, like where we are. I need financial aid so that I can actually live in the place where my job is. I don't think that's something that's unreasonable to ask.
Well, I think it is, especially when it forces your husband out onto the streets.
You won't end up on the streets. Even if you do have to sell the house, which isn't a necessity as you can remortgage it, you will still get $150,000, so you can either buy a new place or rent somewhere. And if you want to look around for a little bit, I know your mom will let you stay with her until you're ready to move somewhere else. So don't try and guilt trip me into not getting what I deserve when I have worked incredibly hard to get it in the first place.
Whatever, I don't care anymore. I'll find a new place to live and I won't let you know where it is. I want nothing to do with you after this divorce is over and done for. I'll get the signed papers to you as soon as possible, then we can finally be rid of one another.
Sounds good to me.
Fine. Now, if you don't mind, I've got to get back to work. We can't all just do nothing all day and call it work, so I can't waste any more time listening to you whine.
Oh, please. The one whining about anything right now is you.
You believe in that if you want to, but we both know the truth here.
Yeah, I think we do.
Bye.
Bye.
Hey, Fleur? It's been a little while.
Angela? Hi. Yeah, it has been a while. I don't think we've spoken since me and Jason first told everyone that we were getting a divorce. How come you're messaging me? Not that I mind you messaging me. I still think you're a lovely person, and what me and Jason are going through seriously has no impact on how I think of you and what I feel about you as a person. I'm kind of rambling. Are you okay? Is there a specific reason you messaged, or did you just want to talk?
No. There was a reason. Jason was in a car accident.
Huh?
And he is critically injured.
Hang on. What? How is that possible? I was literally just talking to him this afternoon. How on earth has this happened?
Apparently, he was on his way home from work after staying a little later at the office to finish off some work. He was just driving his normal route home when someone ran a red light whilst he was crossing it and smacked right into the driver's side of his car. It was a really bad wreck. Firemen were called, and they had to cut him out of his car. He was then airlifted to the nearest hospital, where he's been in intensive care all night. He's recently stabilized, or so the doctors say, which is why I thought I'd let you know. I'd have messaged you earlier, but I didn't want to say anything when I didn't know myself what was happening for certain. It was touch and go there for a while with him, and I was fearing the worst.
Oh, Angela, that's okay. I just wish I could have been there to give you a bit of comfort and to make sure you were okay. Or, well, as okay as you can be in this kind of situation.
Thanks.
So he's stable now? What did the doctors say? How bad are his injuries?
Well, they haven't told us everything, but they did say that
What? What is it?
he's going to be paralyzed from the waist down for the rest of his life.
What?
Yeah, he got pinned or something in the car and it damaged his spine. He's not going to be able to walk again.
Oh, that's awful. I don't know what to say. I just can't believe this has happened to him. He was perfectly fine this afternoon. I mean, we even got into an argument. Oh no. I don't want my last words to him to be an argument. I've got to come and see him.
But aren't you in a completely different state now? It'll take you ages to make it back.
It doesn't matter. I'll get the next flight out back home. I've just got to come and see him. I can't just leave him on his own, especially not at a time like this.
Well, okay then. But the doctors aren't actually letting people in to visit him yet, so you don't need to rush about too much. He's only just come out of intensive care, so they'll be monitoring him for a while yet, and I doubt anyone will be able to get in to see him until at least tomorrow.
Well, just keep me posted. I'll let you know once I've managed to get a flight and I'm on my way, okay?
Okay. Thank you, Fleur.
No, thank you, Angela, for letting me know what's happened. I know it's not easy, what with me and Jason and the divorce, and you probably think the worst of me, but I can't tell you how thankful I am to you that you let me know what's happened.
Well, I'll see you soon.
Of course. And if anything changes in the meantime, just let me know. I'll have my phone on me at all times. And if you're able to see him before I get there, and if he's awake, just let Jason know that I'm on my way.
Okay. Well, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Hey, Fleur, how's the flight?
Ugh, they've delayed the flight for 2 hours. So I was supposed to fly at 23:30, but now I've got to wait until 1:30. And that's if they don't decide to cancel the stupid thing. I swear, I might just drive to the hospital. It'd probably be quicker than waiting for this stupid flight.
Well, it's okay. You'll get here when you get here. We don't want another accident to happen by you rushing too much.
You're right. I'm just frustrated and worried. How is he doing?
Actually, he's woken up. He's asked me to send you some messages on his behalf.
He's awake? That's great. How is he feeling?
He's a little groggy, but that's to be expected from all of the pain medication. He's been asking after you, though.
You just tell him that I'll be there soon. that I'm trying my hardest to get to him and that he doesn't need to worry, as I'll be there within the next few hours.
Okay, I'll let him know.
Also, tell him that I'm sorry about the argument earlier today. I didn't want to get into a fight with him, and it all just got a little heated. I'll also apologize in person when I get to the hospital, but I just wanted him to know I was sorry.
He says that he's sorry as well. He said some things that were totally out of line and that he doesn't believe in at all.
It's okay. We both said things we didn't mean, like how I want him out of my life. I don't want to lose him. I love him.
He says that he loves you too.
God, tell him that I've missed him these last few months, that I absolutely hate my new job and the city that I'm living in. I just want to be back with him. That's all I want.
Jason says that's all he wants as well. He's missed you too.
Okay then, we'll sort it out. But for now, tell him to just rest. I'll be there soon and I won't ever leave him again.
Never?
Not unless he wants me to. I'm afraid he's going to be stuck with me.
He says he likes the sound of that.
And he doesn't need to worry about anything. We'll figure everything out in time. Paralyzed or not, I love him and I'm going to be with him. I've already started doing research into how to live with paralysis and all the different physio activities that he can do to maintain a healthy lifestyle. I've also looked into different ways for him to get about, like an electric mobility chair. That way he will still have his independence. It costs a little bit of money, but it's nothing that we can't figure out together. Anything to make his life easier for him. Also, I've already started looking for quotes on how much it'll take to make the house suitable for him. The downstairs bathroom and stuff like that.
Fleur says to relax. You'll work it all out together when you get here. Also, isn't your flight soon? Make sure you don't miss it.
Don't worry, I'm already at the gate. I will literally be the first one on that plane when it gets here. I can't wait to see Jason.
He says he can't wait to see you either. I've got to go now though. The nurse just told me that visiting hours are over, so I've got to leave.
Okay, well, tell Jason I love him and that I'll see him at the next visitor's time. Okay?
Okay. And Fleur?
Yes, Angela?
Thank you. We've all missed you.
I've missed all of you as well. I'll see you soon. I promise.
See you soon.
I rushed over to Jason as soon as I could. Once I was in the hospital, I promised not to leave his side at all. Even when visiting hours were over, I would stay and sleep in the chair beside his bed. Sadly, the doctors were right in their prognosis that Jason would be paralyzed below the waist for the rest of his life. However, I did not let it stop me. The accident made me realize just how much I actually love Jason, and I couldn't fathom a life without him. Whilst we might still have our difficulties, we have begun to see a therapist together, and we are slowly but surely working out the kinks in our relationship so that we can be together happily. I have also taken up helping Jason adjust to his new life in a wheelchair. It's been difficult going, as it is a completely new way of life for him, but we are slowly making progress. We have also both quit our jobs and are looking at starting our own business together. That way we are actually able to spend more time together than apart. It's going to be a long journey, but there is no one else in this world that I would rather take this journey with than Jason. I realize that the best things in life are worth fighting for, and whilst it's easy to leave and split from someone, if you want a proper relationship in life, you need to work through the tough times together. And that's how you build trust and loyalty in one another and take your relationship to the next level.